What's up, good people of YouTube? It's me, Chavez, back with another NBA player prop video for you. And this is for Wednesday, December 6th, 2023. As always, I hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. Full transparency, this video is being recorded the night before. So we just got a final in Milwaukee as they pretty much opened it up in the second half and waxed the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, we go 1-1 with our Knicks picks. We did have Randall hit the over on his assist, but unfortunately, Tibbs, he just kept Jalen Brunson on the bench a little too long in that fourth quarter, and it was a little too late when he got back in, and he did not go over his PRA. So a little frustrated there. However, we go 1-1 with our two Knicks picks, and we are awaiting the Lakers and Suns game. So in this video, we are not going to recap any plays because all of them are not final. Really no injury news to look at, much like we talked about in yesterday's video. We're just going to get right to the picks. I do have 3 picks that I want to share with you. Now, this is a super early look at the board. We do have more than 2 games on the slate for Wednesday, so no need to just go attacking one team and playing, players from one game. We'll have more options, more choices to work with on Wednesday. So very early look into Wednesday's picks, but I do have 3 of them that I like already that are standing out to me. I'll share those with you in today's video. So if all that sounds good, stick around, drop a like, sub up, and click the notification icon so that you're notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and the channel. And without further delay, let's get into today's 3 new plays. All right, here we go. If you're new to the channel, I say welcome to the channel. What I do here is present plays, and then we take those plays and we head on over to props.cash and we use the resources there to break the plays down so that by the end of the video, you know who I like and why I like them. If you have any interest in using props.cash for your own researching purposes, you can sign up using my promo code thanks25, get 25% off your first month over on props.cash. Let's get into our plays for Wednesday. Now, this is a play that you probably didn't have on your radar, but you might want to consider it because the injury to Jalen Johnson has certainly opened up a larger role for this man, Saddiq Bey. I'm looking at his points at 12.5. I like the over on this one. Second play I want to talk about is a rebound prop for Gordon Hayward, who looks like he has wings. He looks like a damn hornet in this photo. 4.5 rebounds. I like the over on this one. And then lastly, obviously, we got to roll with Jalen Duren. He is our thumbnail cover. Going to be looking at his points, but there is one other line you could look at instead of his points. We'll talk about that as well. But right now, focusing on his points at 11.5, I like the over on that one. Let's take our plays. Let's head over to props.cash and start breaking these down. All right, so let's take a look at Saddiq Bey's points. So I have already dropped this down to 12.5, but the original line is 13.5. So we're getting it at a 1 point discount, I guess you can say, on Prizepicks. So even with the increased line at 13.5, we are getting favorable odds to the over. So as you can see at this current line, he's gone over this in 5 out of 10 games. But when we reduce this line to 12.5, that changes to 7. So over his last 10 games, he has a 70% hit rate. The biggest reason I like this is we've seen Saddiq Bey take on a larger usage, a larger role, increased usage in this offense since Jalen Johnson has gone down with that wrist injury. So Jalen Johnson is out for the foreseeable future, which opened up a ton of minutes for Saddiq Bey. Let's take a look at those minutes over his last 10 games. Just look at the increase here, 27, 28, and then boom, it just spikes up. So this is what he's rolling with right now. So I like that. Minutes in the NBA are gold. We could take a look at his head-to-head numbers. Only one game to look at versus the Nets back on November 22nd. And in that game, he only played 25 minutes. So we're comparing a game where he played 25 minutes, and when we look at his current games, he's playing over 30 minutes. So huge minute difference there. So in an extra 5 or 6 minutes, you mean to tell me that Saddiq Bey can't score 1 more point? I think he could. So we're getting a good line, lower line. We're getting a good matchup for Saddiq Bey. We're getting a minutes increase and a usage increase for Saddiq Bey with Jalen Johnson out. And he doesn't have a bad matchup. Brooklyn is slightly worse than the league average in points allowed, and they are giving up a lot of 3-point production as well. So there's a lot to like here. Maybe Saddiq Bey wasn't on your radar, but he's definitely on mine. Especially when you consider the fact that, again, Jalen Johnson's not in his lineup anymore. So that's our first play of the video. We're starting off with Saddiq Bey, 12.5 points. I like the over on this one. All right, moving into Gordon Hayward's rebound, sitting at 4.5. We're getting really good odds here, -122 to go over. He has gone over this line in 6 out of his last 10 games, so that is 60%. Over his last 5, he's gone over this in 4 out of 5 games, so 80% hit rate. When we take a look at his head-to-head numbers, there aren't any games to speak of, so this is his first time facing the Bulls this season. So all we have to go on is last season's numbers, and I'm not really worried about that. What I am looking at, though, is Chicago's defense. So in terms of rebounds, they are bottom of the league in rebounds allowed per game, giving up 46 rebounds per game. You can see that his projections look very good too. So projected for 5 rebounds, a tick over 5 rebounds. That is exactly what we want to see from Gordon Hayward on Wednesday night. So we're getting good odds. We're getting a low enough line. He's gone over this in 60% of his games over his last 10, facing a defense that is bottom of the league in defending rebounds, and we're getting really good projections for this over here. So very quick dive into this play. Don't know what's not to like about it. I'm taking the over 4.5 rebounds for Gordon Hayward, and that's going to be our second play of the video. All right, for our third and final play of the video, let's talk about Jalen Duren's points. Now, I've already reduced this line down to 11.5, but the original line is 12.5 over on price, over on different sports books. You're getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. So these projections are based off these odds. But when we reduce it to 11.5, unfortunately, it doesn't change these projections. So don't pay too much attention to these projections because they're based off the original set of odds. When we drop it down to 11.5, the odds will swing in favor of the over slightly. So this is going to be closer to 12 than it is, currently. I'm not worried about the projections. I'm focusing on what he's been able to do over his last 10 games, gone over this in 5 of those 10 games, and he's gone over this in 3 of his last 5 games. Great matchup with the Grizzlies, who are not a good defense. They are allowing 112 points per game, giving up a lot of rebounds as well. I bring up the rebounds only because that's how possessions start. Some possessions start by missed shots, and if the Detroit Pistons are doing a great job of cleaning the glass, it just creates more possessions, more scoring opportunities for guys like Jalen Duren. So I like the over on his points. I mentioned there was one other line that I liked, and it is his rebounds and assists at 12.5. I believe this is at 11.5 on Prizepicks as well, but we are getting it at a really good line at 12.5. Very good odds. Rebounds do play a factor into this one, as do assists. So whether you go with his points, whether you go with his rebounds and assists, I think both are in a great spot to go over, and that's what I'm going to roll with for our third and final play. We're taking the over. Jalen Duren, 11.5 points. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight's video. All right, if you made it this far, and I hope that you did, consider subbing up to the channel. Hit you with the same stat that I hit you with yesterday in yesterday's video. 75% of you watching this video are not currently subbed up to the channel. So if you like what you hear, you like what you see, you want to see more like this, go ahead and sub up to the channel. It truly means a lot, helping this channel get bigger every day. Drop that like, drop a comment, let me know what you do like on the board, as well as your thoughts on our 3 plays for today's video. Also, consider sharing my video, sharing my channel with somebody you know. And last but not least, regardless of the player props you roll with, mine, your own, somebody else's, I hope they all respect the damn coin. Best of luck to you all. And until tomorrow's live stream video, where we'll dig in, our live stream where we'll dig into more player props on the Prizepicks board. Chavez is